There was a question also about music centers and how they work with group time. The children come in and we have group time. That's my time, for lack of better words. It's when I'm really focused on their listening. And I want them to do, at the early childhood level, I want them to listen in that group time for 90% of the time and move. They're going to listen and move for 90% of that time, and they're only going to sing 10%. 90% listen, 10% sing. And as the year moves on and on, I will increase that so they're singing more. And if they're singing, let's say, for example, they're singing The Wheels on the Bus. Do 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 do. I'm pitching that too high, but it's okay. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. They're singing it. I'm not singing with the kids, but I'm singing bum 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 yum ba ba bum 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 yum hum ya ba 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 bum bum. I'm singing some harmonic underpinning. I am singing root harmony. I'm getting kids in kindergarten, 5-year-old children, to sing in harmony. Granted, I'm singing harmony and they're singing melody, but it's all happening without the use of any instruments or recordings. It's all happening by using my noodle. And if I'm using my noodle, they can use theirs. The next big topic that someone has asked about, or that many people have asked about, are the centers, the center activities themselves. Someone asked, how are the tubes constructed? Very simple, very, very simple. I'm a simple guy. The tubes are nothing more than 3-inch PVC. And you cut the straight pieces into various lengths, and then you buy the little connectors in the 90 degrees or the 45 degrees or the 30 degrees or whatever, and you just put them together like Legos. You spray paint them, it's that simple. The thing that they were playing with in the videos, I had the 5 little tubes there, very simple. It's 4 legs, you get a piece of wood, you cut out a 3-inch hole, you put the PVC on one side. Imagine if this were the PVC. I've got a hole right here, and I'm going to put the tube through this hole right here, and then I've got part of it here, and then on the other side, I've got another connector. So I've got a connector here, and it's not coming out because it's glued. And that's basically it. It's not that difficult to do for yourself. Now, the wood on this particular contraption is treated lumber. It's treated 4x4 posts, and the thing is heavy. And I wanted it to be heavy because kids will tip things over very easily. So the other thing I would suggest is, instead of having the legs at a right angle like this, maybe have them out so that you've got this trapezoid looking thing for the legs so that it will be harder to tip over. That's what I'm most concerned about. And the casters I used are very small because they're expensive. I don't have a lot of money. But using those big casters, maybe a 3 or 4-inch caster, they'll roll a lot better. What I'm finding now is that the bearings in the casters are starting to get a lot of dirt from the carpet, and they're not spinning. The wheels are just locking up, and the bearings on the casters that swivel, these are swivel casters, they get stuck, and so they tend to tip over sometimes. That's my issue, because that thing is probably 50 pounds, and if that tipped over and hit a kid on 50 pounds, well, that's going to hurt. So anyway, that's how the tubes are made. Another question someone had is, do I use a remote... Another question is, do I use a remote control CD? Nope, I don't use CDs anymore, MP3. And Bose, I have a Bose docking station and has a remote control gizmo on it, and I've used that from time to time. This is, the music is played through a set of computer speakers, and I plug it into the little out port of the MP3 player. And all you need is an MP3 player, and it works just fine. In fact, if you don't have one, you should. Someone made a comment, I need to look for opportunities for children to work independently. And so often this individual misses those opportunities. My feeling about this comment is that's dead on right for most of us. Because we are musicians and because perfection of sound is paramount. Perfection of sound is paramount. I love that alliteration there. We will really not give children choices. We will not let them work independently because it's going to lead to noise. And noise is the opposite of music. We would rather have our students in a tonal straitjacket than risk having noise come out of our room. A tonal straitjacket rather than noise. Now, as I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot more mellow with what I'm accepting. So, if we give our children opportunities to work independently and then catch them, which we will, doing something cool, then the cool thing isn't something we gave them, it's something they're giving us. It's something that we are recognizing. And if we're not recognizing the genius, the beauty, the aesthetic of the sound coming to us, noise and all, then how am I supposed to expect, my students to listen for the beauty in their world? Sound is all around. And it's being able to apprehend, being able to focus on, identify that musical beauty when it comes to you. And it's as if everything that we give to children is already neatly packaged. There are no missing pieces. If we do this, and we do this, and we do this, it'll be beautiful. And that's following a recipe. In life, there's no recipe. Okay, we have music. But most people who make music in this world don't follow a recipe that comes off of notation. They may follow a recipe that they've learned with their ear, which most people do. But it's a different way of processing information. My MO throughout all my curriculum is know where I need to be through the standards and being able to recognize those standards when they crop up. And so I turn off or turn on the lights, in my case. I turn on the lights so that we can highlight something cool that a child, that a group of children have done. And it's in that share and conversation that those standards are brought out for everyone else. And it makes it a community of musicians rather than someone who knows something and a bunch of other people who are just going to follow my directions.